When Wang Yibo stepped into the arrival hall, the entire airport froze, and in that perfect silence, Xiao Zhan whispered the words that made millions of hearts melt. "Welcome back, Yibo." Beijing International Airport, November 2025. The night sky was pale gray, the kind that hangs heavy before winter comes. Yet inside the terminal, warmth buzzed like electricity. Fans had gathered since dawn, their hands wrapped around homemade banners, their eyes sparkling with expectation. After weeks of silence, Wang Yibo was finally coming home. He had been in New Zealand for a secret filming project, a schedule kept tightly under wraps by his studio. But to the fans, it didn't matter what he had been working on. What mattered was this moment, seeing him again, safe, healthy, and smiling. Then, at precisely 7:43 p.m., the doors slid open, and there he was, dressed in simple streetwear, a dark hoodie, soft gray pants, a cap that couldn't quite hide his unmistakable aura. Wang Yibo walked out slowly. His steps were calm, almost unhurried, but each one seemed to make the entire crowd lean forward. The flashes began, screams followed, and somewhere between all that chaos, fans noticed it, his hair. Gone was the edgy, sharp style he had worn for months. In its place, a soft, slightly wavy cut that framed his face in the most unexpected way. "Cute!" someone screamed, and the words spread like wildfire. The boyish charm that fans loved from his early days was back. Yet there was something more mature in his eyes, something quietly radiant. The fans cheered louder, chanting his name in unison. But just as Yibo raised his hand to wave, something in his gaze shifted. His expression softened, almost surprised. He had seen someone, and standing not far away, hidden from the flashing lights, cap pulled low, mask in place, was Xiao Zhan. The world seemed to slow down for a heartbeat. Xiao Zhan, calm and composed, stood among a small group of staff. No fanfare, no announcement. Just presence, quiet and deliberate. For a moment, neither of them moved. Yibo blinked once, and a faint smile appeared. Small, restrained, but unmistakably warm. It was a smile that said thank you without words. Xiao Zhan took a step forward, his posture relaxed, eyes bright under the fluorescent light. He didn't speak loudly. He didn't need to. The cameras, the noise, the screaming fans all faded into the background as he said softly, "Welcome back, Yibo." That single line, simple, genuine, traveled faster than any headline. Within minutes, fans on Weibo and TikTok exploded in tears, typing messages like, "I can't believe this moment actually happened," and "This is why they're loved. They never forget kindness." The interaction lasted less than 10 seconds, but it was enough to reignite the collective heartbeat of millions who had followed their journeys from the beginning. Yibo, ever humble, nodded slightly and gave a short laugh. "Thank you," he mouthed, though his voice was drowned out by cheers. And then, as they crossed paths, Xiao Zhan gave him a small pat on the shoulder. A gesture so subtle, yet so full of emotion that even the staff nearby paused for a moment. Online, chaos turned into poetry. Clips of the moment replayed endlessly. Some slowed it down, analyzing every frame, the eye contact, the half smile, the shoulder tap. Others turned the scene into fan art, painting it in soft colors like a memory frozen in time. 3 words, 1 look, and my entire year feels complete, one fan wrote. "This isn't drama. This is real human warmth," another replied. News outlets described the scene as an example of grace between 2 top-tier artists. There was no arrogance, no rivalry, no coldness, just quiet sincerity. Wang Yibo had just returned from weeks of sleepless shooting abroad, yet his composure never cracked. Xiao Zhan, with his steady presence, made sure the moment stayed grounded and calm. In an industry often driven by competition, they showed something rare, empathy. When asked later by a reporter about his new hairstyle, Yibo simply chuckled, "It's just something new for a new beginning." But fans couldn't help but feel that his words held a double meaning, perhaps about more than just hair. Hours later, Yibo's studio released a short statement confirming his safe return and thanking fans for their patience. Still, the world was focused on that airport moment. That quiet, human connection that spoke louder than any PR announcement ever could. No one from Xiao Zhan's team confirmed his presence. Yet fans didn't need confirmation. They knew. His kindness was his signature. His way of showing support had always been subtle. Never for attention, always from the heart. By midnight, hashtags like hashtag welcome back Kpop, hashtag Xiao Zhan warm welcome, and hashtag #CutieBahair had accumulated over 300 million views across platforms. Comment sections flooded with gratitude and admiration, not just from fans, but from casual viewers who were moved by their authenticity. Two men who grew up under the spotlight, one netizen wrote. Yet they still remember how to be humble, how to be kind. And perhaps that's the reason their bond continues to fascinate people around the world. Not because of the fame, but because of the quiet humanity beneath it. As dawn painted the Beijing skyline, the energy of that night still lingered online. Fans replayed clips, shared drawings, and left heartfelt messages. This is what respect looks like. It wasn't about nostalgia. It wasn't about shipping. It was about something deeper: connection, maturity, and the ability to celebrate each other's success without competition. For years, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have navigated immense pressure, public scrutiny, demanding schedules, and the weight of expectations. Yet moments like this remind everyone that at their core, there are still two artists who understand the value of empathy. Yibo's new hairstyle became more than just a style change. It symbolized renewal. A lighter, softer side of him emerging after months of hard work. And Xiao Zhan's quiet gesture became a symbol of warmth, the kind that doesn't fade, even after years apart. In a world that often celebrates noise, their silence spoke volumes. And maybe that's why the image of Yibo's soft hair under the airport lights, paired with Xiao Zhan's faint smile, feels unforgettable. It captured something rare in modern celebrity culture: authenticity. Because beyond the fandom, beyond the cameras and hashtags, what remains is this: two people showing that kindness never goes out of style. So what do you think, drama lovers? Was it destiny that brought them back to the same place at the same moment? Or maybe, just maybe, it was the universe reminding us that some connections never truly fade. Stay tuned for more heartfelt stories, only on K-Pop World.